Good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Wekiva High School welcomes you to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium for the last time of the 2019 season for varsity girls lacrosse competition. Please welcome our guests. From Jones High School, they are the Tigers. And they'll be taking on your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Let's meet the teams. We'll begin with our guests from Jones, and we'll start with their reserves. Number 1, Evelyn Lambert. Number 33, Lanissa Bush. Number 4, Hailey Dijon. And number 22, Briasia Sams. Starting for the Tigers on attack, number 9, Ken Haskins. Number 11, Jessica Thomas. Number 20, Jamira Cook. Number 2, Hailey Dijon. Starting at midfield, number 3, Essence Wilson. Number 7, Quiana Harris. And number 21, Rihanna Hayes. And starting on defense, number 8, Valerie Galarza. Number 15, Shanila Hill. Number 25, Sierra Black. Number 6, Tayanda Gines. And number 17, Takaya Gines. And the starting goalkeeper for the Tigers, Caitlin Tolson. And now, your Wekiva High School Mustangs. Beginning with number 37, Zoe Ritchie. Number 8, Guadalupe Lopez. And number 3, Yalen Rodriguez. Starting on attack for the Mustangs, freshman number 30, Bianca Hernandez. Freshman number 23, Julia Lara. Senior number 35, Beatriz Miranda. And sophomore number 7, Rebecca Roberts. Starting at midfield, junior number 13, Jasmine Jamison Boyce. Sophomore number 20, Angelier Stevenson. And freshman number 19, Layla Weisenfeld. And starting on defense for the Mustangs, junior number 10, Ashley Pierre. Sophomore, number 16, Sakaya Portia. Junior, number 5, Naomi Rogers. And senior, number 27, Zaina Edgerton Drummer. On attack for the Mustangs, number 2, Akila Grover. And finally for Wekiva, starting at goalkeeper, freshman number 25, Ayana Bethune. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the presentation of colors by the Wekiva High School Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Leading the detail tonight is Cadet Second Lieutenant David Hernandez, carrying the U.S. flag. Carrying the state flag is Cadet Second Lieutenant Isabella Romanacci. The rifle guards are Cadet Senior Airman Jacob Michael and Cadet Airman First Class Daniel Gutierrez. Our thanks to the cadets of the Wekiva High School Air Force Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps for their participation in tonight's pregame festivities, as well as everyone who participated in our senior night ceremony. For those of you here in the stadium, we do recognize that our scoreboard is still suffering from a burned out power supply. However, if you would like to check in on the score or how much time is remaining, we'll announce that periodically, but you can also pull it up on your phone at wekivamustangs.com/scoreboard. Again, wekivamustangs.com/scoreboard. That works on any computer or mobile device. And you can also let your friends and family know that they can do the same. You don't have to be physically here at Wekiva to do that. You can check on the score of any of our home games from anywhere in the world, and it will automatically adapt to whatever sport we are playing. For those of you who have friends and family who may not be here in person and they would like to see an even richer experience than our scoreboard, they can get a full live stream of the webcast. We have full audio and video streaming tonight live to our YouTube channel, Wekiva Sports, as well as to the NFHS network. So we invite you to send them that link. You can find it at the top of our Twitter feed. We are at Wekiva Sports. We just posted those links about an hour ago, and we also have them on our website, wekivamustangs.com, or you can just search for Wekiva Sports on YouTube on your favorite computer, mobile device, or even a smart TV if you want to watch on the big screen at home. Again, the channel is Wekiva Sports. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. My name is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, and the Sports Information Director here at Wekiva, and I will be taking you through tonight's lacrosse game, the last of the 2019 season, and a capstone to what has been something of a turnaround year for the Mustangs. Wekiva's girls lacrosse program at this moment is a little behind a 500 record, but certainly showing some promise. And as we get into the new structure of the FHSAA districting system next year, will probably something that will help the Mustangs as they're able to more freely choose regular season opponents and continue to build strength toward the coming years. So this has been, like I said, a turnaround season for the Mustangs, and these young ladies certainly have the right attitude to make this program a success in future years. They will, as you just heard in the senior night festivities, they will lose just 3 departing seniors this year, and that will give them an opportunity to continue building on the success of this year as they look to break 500 next year and perhaps at some point even make a run into the postseason tournament. Mustangs pick up a ground ball here, get a shot, and they will get on the board. The Mustangs strike first. Goal scored by Bianca Hernandez, and that gives Wekiva a 1-0 lead with 23 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first half. Tigers get on the board as well. That ties the game 1-1. 23 minutes and 2. Who? What? Okay. Score tied up 1-1 with 23 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Weisenfeld gets the ball into the front of the field for the Mustangs, crossing through the sphere. Ball stays with Wekiva. Free position for Grover. Akila Grover scores on the free position. That puts the Mustangs up 2-1 with 22 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Ball rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be Wekiva's ball. This will be the last regular season game of any sport hosted at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium this year. We will have the spring jamboree for tackle football is going to be away this year. It'll be at Boone, and that'll be part of a 3-team event. We will have most likely at least one postseason game hosted here for flag football. The Mustangs should finish with the number 2 seed in their district, which will earn them the right to host the first round as the Mustangs take a shot here. And so we'll have the district semifinals coming up a week from Tuesday. Again, the Mustangs will be hosting, we assume, the 3 seed, although we're waiting for those results to come back from the district to find out who exactly that will be. Good-looking shot there for number 13. That's Jasmine Jamison Boyce, but it is saved by the starting goalkeeper. That's Caitlin Tolson of the Tigers. Volleyball season also completely in the can at this point, and that will leave us with just baseball and softball. Will be the only remaining home events that we'll have this year. We'll try to get at least 1 or 2 of those out onto YouTube for you. Grover takes a shot there. It goes out of bounds. Tigers are closest, so they'll get the ball. Nice pick for the Mustangs there. That was Layla Weisenfeld. Fight for the ground ball, and we're going to get a call here. I am slowly learning the signals for girls lacrosse. I try to pick up a few new ones every year. If you're not familiar with this sport, there are a lot of rules. Girls lacrosse is as different from boys lacrosse as it is from water polo, I think. Because girls lacrosse is considered a non-contact sport, Bianca Hernandez picks up a goal for the Mustangs. That gives Wekiva a 3-1 lead with 19 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the first half. As I started to mention before Bianca Hernandez so rudely interrupted me by scoring a goal, girls lacrosse is a non-contact sport, so while they have definitely upped the safety equipment requirements over the past few years, as you see the ladies wearing helmets and goggles now, in spite of that, it is still not considered a contact sport, and as a result of that, there are a lot of rules about what you safely can and can't do. As we got a shot against the goal there taken by Essence Wilson. And as a result of that, there's a lot of ways that things can go wrong as you try to get the ball down the field. We have crossing through the sphere, covering an empty cross, illegal cross-checking, pushing, obstruction of the goal. It is certainly a challenging mental game for the young ladies who have to keep all of that in their head. It's not just a matter of get the ball to the goal. It's quite a bit more complicated than that. Obstruction called here, as I just alluded to. It's actually a pretty rare event to see the ball get from one net to the other without a whistle being blown at some point. Another major difference with girls lacrosse is that the players freeze in place when the whistle is blown and the ball is dead, as opposed to boys lacrosse where they continue to enjoy free movement. Bianca Hernandez scores on the free position. That gives her a hat trick, her third goal of the night. And the Mustangs lead 4-1 with 17 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the first half. Mustangs again win the toss. Hernandez taking it down to the fan. Pass to Boyce. Back to Weisenfeld. Weisenfeld takes the shot and it's saved. Mustangs will get the rebound though. Back to Weisenfeld. Takes a shot. This one finds the mark. Layla Weisenfeld puts the Mustangs up 5-1 with 17 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the first half. Tigers will win the draw this time. Haley Dujon got it for them. Still in control. Ground ball nearly taken by the Mustangs. Still under contention. A couple of uncontested scoops missed by the Mustangs there. And ultimately, it's going to be Dujon that chases it all the way into the backfield to pick it up. Dujon with the shot on goal. Bethune makes the save. Each team is shooting right now about 50%. Wekiva has 5 goals on 10 shots. Jones has 1 goal on 3 shots. Mustangs' primary advantage is that they have mostly controlled the time of possession. The ball has spent a lot more time in Wekiva's half of the field than Jones. Crossing through the sphere, Tigers ball. Just about 10 minutes gone, 15 minutes remaining in the first half. And we're going to get either a push or a trip called against Wekiva. It remains Tigers ball. After a violation like that, 4 feet of space is given to the player who was violated. And a missed pass there, an opportunity for the Mustangs to shake things up a little bit. Good swing there. It's hard to get a good cross check that's actually legal in girls lacrosse. Nice work there by Yalen Rodriguez. Flag on the play. And that was just barely outside the fan, so Mustangs will have a chance to swoop in here and get a little defense done. Good block on that shot. The free position to Jessica Thomas there. And that saved Diana Bethune a little work. She didn't have to save it. Zane Edgerton-Drummer had a good look there, but the ball is whistled short. Edgerton-Drummer awarded a free position for the Mustangs. Zane Edgerton-Drummer on a free position goal, and the Mustangs lead 6-1 with 12 minutes 14 seconds remaining in the first half, and that will take us to the midpoint of the first half, so we'll pause for an official timeout. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take this last opportunity of the 2019 season to plead one last time that you please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are at Wekiva Sports on YouTube, and YouTube changed their policy a couple of weeks ago that they no longer allow mobile live streaming unless your channel is up to 1,000 subscribers. We are very close to that. We have over 800 now, and you can help us cross the finish line by getting us to 1,000. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will regain the ability to do mobile live streaming, which helps with things like National Signing Day, Senior Night, and other types of special events that we want to put live on YouTube, as well as pregame and halftime coverage from some of our fall and winter sports. It also puts us in the YouTube Partner Program. So when you watch advertisements on YouTube, instead of all of the money going to Google, some of the money will go to us. Now, mind you, that's not your money. It's completely free to you. But you can help us earn money without spending any of your own. But we have to hit 1,000 subscribers before any of that happens. Pull up YouTube on your phone, search for Wekiva Sports, and click that little red subscribe button. We appreciate your help. Jamison Boyce gets a good shot off, but there's an obstruction call, and so that'll come back to a free position for Jamison Boyce. So ironically there, even though the call was against the Tigers, it actually harmed the Mustangs since the goal went in. Nevertheless, them's the way the rules work. This one is saved by the Tigers' Caitlin Tolson. Yeah, the Mustangs pick up a second chance goal there to make it a 7-1 lead with 11:19 remaining in the half. Bianca Hernandez gets her 4th goal. Another Mustang goal on the board, this time for Layla Weisenfeld. That makes it an 8-1 lead with 10 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in the first half. Another shot right away there from Jasmine Jamison Boyce. It's saved by the Tigers. Mustangs remain in control. And finally, it ends up in the net of the goalkeeper. Ashley Pierre nearly swoops in there to grab it. And we've got a ground ball. Finally kicked away by the Mustangs. And it is scooped up by Haley Dujon before it sneaks out of bounds. Good swipe there by Pierre. Dujon hangs on to it, though. And it is cross-checked and stolen for the Mustangs by Weisenfeld. She's got a lot of miles in tonight, playing on both sides of the field. Miranda trying to break free. She's got the shot off, and it's in there. Beatriz Miranda picks up a shot on senior night. 9-1 the score, 9 minutes, 29 seconds remaining in the first half. Pause here for some substitution. Boyce and Dujon at midfield for the draw. Weisenfeld comes up with the draw for the Mustangs, looking for an option. Obstruction. So hard to get all the way to the fan without an obstruction call. Bianca Hernandez has a free position. Mustangs so far have been very successful on their free position opportunities. This one, however, is saved. Caitlin Tolson stopped that one from going in. Goes out of bounds behind the net. Stays in control of the Mustangs. Ground ball picked up by Valerie Galarza. But just as quickly, it's back to the Mustangs. Nice pass inside. Weisenfeld takes a shot. But it is wide right and goes out of bounds. Tigers will be in control. Nice steal there by Ashley Pierre. Some sort of infraction called against the Mustangs. Tigers fire up the afterburners, get all the way down into the front field pretty quickly. Not able to close in to the center, though, to get to the net. Still Tigers ball. Six minutes remaining in the first half. And a free position shot there for Rihanna Hayes is saved by Ayanna Bethune. Layla Weisenfeld comes up with the ground ball. Beatriz Miranda loses the ball to the ground. Tigers are going to chase it down here. Have a hard time getting to it, though. And it looks like they're going to rule that went out of bounds off the Tigers. So not a direct traditional kind of steal for Beatriz Miranda, but she secures possession for the Mustangs anyway. Mustangs take a decent shot at the goal there. That was number 23. That was Juvia Lara that took that shot. No good, though. Mustangs able to get back in control quickly at midfield. Hernandez takes two shots as she gets her own rebound there. The rebound this time goes to Rebecca Roberts. Ground ball. And I couldn't see the signal from her. It was either a push or a covering an empty cross. Either way, though, it's going to go to the Mustangs. Rebecca Roberts will win that one. Going to take the shot herself. She's got it. Rebecca Roberts picks up the goal for the Mustangs. 3 minutes, 45 seconds remaining as Wekiva takes a 10-1 lead over the Tigers. If the field markings seem a little confusing tonight, it's because flag football just had their senior night against the Tigers here last night. So anything you see on the field that's painted in red, that belongs to flag football. Layla Weisenfeld with the shot and the goal, making it an 11-1 lead with 3 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the half. Jasmine Jamison-Boyce wins the draw initially, then gets contested. Layla Weisenfeld picks up the ground ball for the Mustangs. Rough pass there intended for Miranda. Rolls to the sideline. And I believe that was covering empty cross violation, so Miranda is going to get to keep this one. Nice pass. Beatriz Miranda on the pass to Juvia Lara for the Mustang goal. Push Tigers ball. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. And that will take us to the end of the first half. Mustangs lead 12-1 going into intermission here on senior night at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium, the final game of the regular season for 2019. So apologies, they're keeping official time on the field as the scoreboard here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium is currently suffering from a burned out power supply, and I had a little bit of confusion on the timing rules. I know that it was a 10-goal lead, starts a running clock in girls lacrosse. What I did not know was whether it can take effect in the first half. In most sports that have a running clock rule, including football and basketball, regardless of the score, you can't have a running clock in the first half. You have to wait until after halftime before the running clock begins. That is apparently not true in girls lacrosse. You can go to a running clock anytime, including in the first half, as long as it's a 10-goal lead. I know one of the other differences in girls lacrosse is that you can actually undo the running clock if the lead falls below 10 goals. Every other sport that uses a running clock, once you go to a running clock, you never come back from it, regardless of whether the trailing team starts to come back or not. So in any case, we'll take that remaining 1 minute and 46 seconds off the clock, just like that. And we will see you in just a few minutes. We're going to mute the audio on the webcast so that YouTube does not overhear us playing any copyrighted music, and we'll be back with you here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium to wrap up the 2019 season in just a moment. And welcome back to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with you for the second half of girls lacrosse action on senior night. Mustangs with a dominant performance so far. They lead 12-1, and we are going to have a running clock for the entire second half, barring a comeback of more than a goal by the Tigers. So when we say 25 minutes, we mean 25 minutes. And after the draw initially starts to go the Tigers' way, it is reclaimed by Jasmine Jamison-Boyce for the Mustangs. She runs into a wall there with two defenders. Crossing through the sphere. Still Mustangs ball. Boyce gets into the front field with a little bit less resistance, and the pass misses its target and bounces to the goalkeeper. Juvia Lara was the intended target there, but that was a little bit of an anemic pass to her. She'll get a chance to redeem herself, though, as she picks up the ground ball here. And we're going to get some form of infraction called from the official behind the action. As I mentioned earlier, I am gradually starting to learn the official signals for girls lacrosse. There are a lot of them. It's very easy if you do an online search to find a PDF of those and start to learn them yourself. However, we often find that on some calls, the official just verbally explains to the ladies what they did wrong. First goal of the second half belongs to Juvia Lara. And the Mustangs lead 13-1 with 23 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. Shot there, I believe that was by Dujon, is wide. Mustangs launch it to midfield, nobody there. And there to finally scoop it up is Rebecca Roberts. Ground ball goes to Beatriz Miranda. Beatriz Miranda on the pass to Juvia Lara. She has back-to-back goals for the Mustangs now. And Wekiva leads 14-1 with 21 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. Tigers got the draw and take off with it. Look at the speed. Haley Dujon picks up speed and sails directly into the Mustangs' crease for the Tigers' goal. 14-2 the score with 19.5 to go in the second half. Mustangs back in control. Jamison Boyce taking it to the fan. The pass, the shot, and the save. Bianca Hernandez on the Mustang goal. 15-2 the score, 18.5 minutes remaining. And apologies for the few moments of quiet there. I was counting up the goals and the stats for today. Bianca Hernandez has 5 goals, Juvia Lara and Layla Weisenfeld 3 each, and then 1 each for Rebecca Roberts, Beatrice Miranda, Zayna Edgerton-Drummer, and Akila Grover. Layla Weisenfeld picks up her 4th goal of the night. That makes it a 16-2 game with 13 minutes and 35 seconds remaining. Here comes that signature speed again. Haley Dujon clearly a weapon for the Tigers. While they have not been able to get a lot of offensive production overall tonight, she carries a lot of speed for them, and if she does get open field in front of her, she can be very dangerous. Nice check there. That was Zayna Edgerton-Drummer picking up possession for the Mustangs. Crossing through the sphere, still Mustangs ball. So if you're not familiar with Girls Lacrosse rules, crossing through the sphere is something you'll hear a lot. It is when the referee signals with a kind of rainbow motion above his head. And what that means is you have to, there's an imaginary line that goes from shoulder to shoulder in a circle with the player's neck at the center of that circle. And you cannot swing your cross, also known as the stick, you cannot swing the stick anywhere in that imaginary bubble that is formed, like I said, by a sphere that has the radius from your neck to the edge of your shoulder. If you do that, is a crossing through the sphere violation, and it results in a free position. Weisenfeld with a shot on goal there. Of course, as you know, as you can see, the girls are wearing helmets and goggles, which do provide a limited amount of protection. However, they are not as robust as the gear worn in boys lacrosse, and so that is the reason that the rules and the officials feel the need to so strictly enforce that. Weisenfeld picks up another goal for the Mustangs, and that takes us to the midpoint of the second half. With 10.5 minutes remaining, the Mustangs lead 17-2. And after a frenetic draw, finally coming up with it for the Mustangs, Jasmine Jamison-Boyce. Got some open field in front of her. Out of bounds, still Mustangs ball. Pass intended for Boyce falls to the ground, but nobody around there to take advantage. She's easily able to recover that. Pass into traffic results in a ground ball. Picked up by Hernandez. Hernandez with an inside pass that's picked off by Dujon. And here comes that speed. Obstruction. Free position for Haley Dujon. And Haley Dujon scores on the free position. That gives her 3 goals for the Tigers. And it cuts the Mustang lead to 17-3 with 8.5 minutes remaining in the ballgame. And a collision there. They'll go in favor of Wekiva. Picked off by Dujon. If the Tigers had 11 more of her, the Mustangs could be in real trouble. Helen Rodriguez spins around to get the ball past midfield. She'll pass backwards to Boyce, who loses the ball to a ground ball that's picked up by the Tigers. Illegal cross check, still Tigers ball. More body contact on the cross check. Free position coming up for Dujon. And the Mustangs make the save, thanks to Diana Bethune. So again, in girls lacrosse, unlike in boys lacrosse, stick-to-body contact is not permitted on a cross-check. So you're welcome to swing the stick at the other player, but it has to be done in a very specific way. You cannot, as I mentioned earlier, cross through the sphere, which is the imaginary bubble with the radius of the neck to the shoulder that extends around the player's head. You can't swing through that space, and you also can't make contact with the opposing player's body. It has to be stick to stick. If you can manage to pull it off, good for you. More often than not, you end up with a violation, other than perhaps the most skilled teams. And I do not understand what just happened. I did not see the official signal. All I saw was no goal. No goal, Mustangs ball. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the game. There are also a lot of rules in girls lacrosse, not all of which I fully understand, that apply specifically inside the fan and inside the crease. Clearly one of them just got violated. And the ball bounces out of bounds off of Boyce. It'll be Tigers' ball. Two minutes remaining. Weisenfeld tries to dance around to the middle of the field. And I didn't actually see a signal from the official there, but that looked like, again, stick-to-body contact, which makes it an illegal cross-check. Weisenfeld tries to gently shuffle it toward the goal. Tigers are able to make the stop. Nice shot and an equally nice save by Bethune. And we're now in the closing seconds of the game. Official time being kept on the field. But what we've got on the clock here should be pretty close. Layla Weisenfeld picks up goal number 6. Give the Mustangs an 18-3 lead with only seconds remaining on the clock. And that takes us to the end of the ball game. The Mustangs, with an outstanding performance on senior night, 18-3 is the final score. Layla Weisenfeld, 6 goals. Bianca Hernandez, 5. Juvia Lara, 3 goals, and then 1 each for Rebecca Roberts, Beatrice Miranda, Zayna Edgerton-Drummer, and Akila Grover. Great speed and some goals scored for the Tigers by Haley Dujon. As for the Mustangs, 3 saves in the book for Ayana Bethune. 8 saves in the books for the Tigers, Caitlin Tolson. Mustangs took 32 shots to the Tigers' 10. That was 18 goals on 32 shots for Wekiva, 3 goals on 10 shots for the Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out tonight to watch Coach Nash take a bath. Excuse me, what I meant to say was thank you for coming out to support your Mustang and Tiger athletes. Thank you also for coming out to support our Mustang senior class of 2019 in their final game of the season. Thanks to Coach Nash and Coach McGuire, as they will have to get cleaned up after tonight's game, for their support throughout this season. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Wekiva Sports, and bookmark WekivaMustangs.com for all of your scores, schedules, and more. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night for the school musical, The Wedding Singer, over at the auditorium, and then we'll have more baseball and softball action for you next week. Flag football goes to the postseason the week after that. Have a great night and a great weekend. For those of you joining us online, thanks for tuning in to YouTube or the NFHS network for more Mustang live action. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel. This is Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, wishing you a good night and a great weekend. We'll see you next time.